The air crackles, with the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. It's the kind of Hollywood drama that usually plays out behind closed doors, whispered about in hushed tones over overpriced cocktails. But this has exploded onto the internet. A supernova of speculation, accusations, and enough side-eye to launch 1,000 ships. The players? Ariana Grande, pop princess and perpetual headline maker. Cynthia Erivo, the powerhouse vocalist and actress whose talent is undeniable. And Lena Waithe, the writer and producer, known for her sharp wit and even sharper insights. The rumors started subtly, a low hum of unease amongst the Wicked fandom. Ariana and Cynthia, cast as Glinda and Elphaba respectively, were spending a lot of time together. And I mean a lot. We're talking press tours where their hands seem magnetically drawn to each other, interviews filled with lingering glances and inside jokes, and social media posts overflowing with declarations of sisterhood. Harmless, right? Maybe. But to some, it felt different, more intense. And most importantly, it seemed to be getting under Lena Waithe's skin. Lena, who has been in a long-term relationship with Cynthia, started posting cryptic messages on her Instagram stories. A clip from a Variety interview featuring Ariana and Cynthia captioned with the single word insufferable. A random picture of Ariana seemingly innocuous, yet loaded with unspoken meaning. It was the digital equivalent of throwing shade, subtle enough to deny, but pointed enough to raise eyebrows. The internet, of course, went wild. Was Lena jealous? Did she feel threatened by Ariana's close relationship with Cynthia? Or was there something more going on? Something deeper and darker lurking beneath the surface of their carefully crafted public personas? The whispers grew louder, morphing into full-blown accusations. "Ariana's trying to steal Cynthia!" screamed one headline. "Lena Waithe exposes Ariana Grande for flirting," declared another. The narrative quickly spiraled beyond simple jealousy. Some pointed to Ariana's history of whirlwind romances and relationships that seem to blossom and implode with alarming speed. Remember Pete Davidson? The matching tattoos, the frantic declarations of love, the abrupt ending. And then there was Ethan Slater, her Wicked co-star, who reportedly left his wife and newborn child for Ariana. The internet never forgets. Suddenly, the focus shifted. Was Ariana, as some alleged, on the DL? A term loaded with implications about sexuality and hidden identities. Victoria Monet, a singer-songwriter who has collaborated with Ariana, even fueled the fire with a cryptic comment suggesting Ariana might be bisexual. The pieces started to fall into place for some, painting a picture of Ariana as someone who was not only drawn to taken people, but also experimenting with her sexuality. The evidence, circumstantial as it may be, began to mount. The matching tattoos with Cynthia, a practice Ariana often engages in with new partners. The constant declarations of sisterhood mirroring the language Cynthia used when she first connected with Lena. The undeniable chemistry between Ariana and Cynthia, palpable even through a screen. It was a perfect storm of gossip, speculation, and a healthy dose of internet sleuthing. But let's not forget Lena Waithe in all of this. She wasn't just a passive observer, a victim of Ariana's alleged predatory behavior. She was actively fighting back, using her platform to subtly, and not so subtly, express her displeasure. The question is, why now? Why is Lena finally speaking up? Had Ariana finally crossed a line? Or was this a long simmering resentment finally boiling over? To understand that, we need to delve into Lena and Cynthia's own history, a story that is just as complicated and messy as the one unfolding before us. Lena and Cynthia's love story, if you can even call it that, began with a spark at the Met Gala in 2018. Not just any spark, mind you, but the kind that ignites a wildfire. Lena, already a rising star, was tapped to present Cynthia with an award. She gushed about being honored, about admiring Cynthia's work from afar. The subtext? Thicker than the velvet ropes guarding the event. Cynthia, seemingly just as smitten, posted about Lena afterward, calling her sis and declaring they were stuck like glue. The internet's antennae immediately perked up. Sis? Really? That's what you call someone you just met and have an earth-shattering connection with? It smelled fishy, and the public's collective nose knows. From 2019 to 2020, they were inseparable. Red carpets, industry parties, social media shout-outs, they were practically glued at the hip, radiating an us-against-the-world vibe. The problem? Lena was married to Alana Mayo. And not for very long. Just 2 months after Lena and Alana tied the knot, they announced their separation. 2. months. The ink on the marriage certificate probably wasn't even dry. The timing was, shall we say, suspicious. The internet predictably pounced. Had Lena's connection with Cynthia led to the demise of her marriage? The official statement asked for privacy, but nobody was buying what they were selling. So, here we are. Fast forward to the present, and Lena is allegedly watching history repeat itself, only this time she's on the other side of the equation. The karma bus, it seems, has a very specific root. And let's not forget the sis of it all. Cynthia calling Lena sis back in the day, and now Ariana throwing around the same term with Cynthia. It's like a twisted game of relationship tag, and Lena is definitely it. Cynthia even recounted her first meeting with Ariana in an interview, describing it as gaining a sister, emphasizing their immediate connection and openness. Sound familiar? It's practically a carbon copy of how she described meeting Lena. The red flags are practically tap dancing a jig at this point. But what's Lena's endgame here? Does she genuinely believe she can win Cynthia back from Ariana's clutches? Or is she simply trying to protect herself, to salvage what's left of her pride and reputation? Perhaps a little of both. Sources say Lena is prepared to fight dirty, even if it means exposing Ariana's alleged secret relationships. The threat of being outed, especially in the hyper-scrutinized world of celebrity, is a powerful weapon. It could damage Ariana's career, her reputation, and potentially even her relationships with her fans. Ariana, for her part, seems to be attempting damage control. After months of ignoring the whispers about her and Cynthia, she suddenly felt compelled to explain her touchy-feely nature. "I channel a lot of energy through my hands," she declared, as if that somehow justifies the constant hand-holding, the lingering touches, the undeniable intimacy. It's a weak defense, and everyone knows it. The stage is set, the players are in position, and the audience is waiting with bated breath to see how this real-life soap opera unfolds. Will Lena succeed in driving a wedge between Ariana and Cynthia? Will Ariana continue to deny the obvious? Or will Cynthia ultimately make a choice that shatters everything? One thing is certain, this drama is far from over. The question isn't just about who's sleeping with whom, it's about power. Hollywood runs on it, thrives on it, and the dynamics between these three women are a masterclass in its manipulation. Ariana, despite her petite frame and bubbly persona, wields an enormous amount of influence. Her voice carries weight, her endorsements are gold, and her relationships, real or perceived, become instant headlines. She knows how to command attention, how to play the victim, and how to weaponize her vulnerability. Cynthia, on the other hand, is a different kind of force. Her talent is undeniable. A raw, visceral power that commands respect. She's earned her accolades, fought for her place, and built a career on sheer grit and undeniable skill. But she's also, perhaps, a little naive, a little too trusting. She seems to crave connection, to wear her heart on her sleeve, which makes her vulnerable to someone like Ariana. And then there's Lena, the writer, the observer, the one who sees the game for what it is. She's built her career on dissecting relationships, on exploring the complexities of human connection. She understands the nuances of power dynamics, the subtle ways in which people manipulate each other, and she's not afraid to call it out. But is her outrage righteous? Or is it fueled by something more personal? Is she protecting Cynthia? Or is she protecting her own ego? The matching tattoos are a particularly interesting detail. Tattoos are permanent, a declaration of commitment, a visual representation of a bond. For Ariana, they seem to be a recurring symbol of her relationships, a way to mark her territory, to claim ownership. The fact that she's repeating this pattern with Cynthia, after doing the same with Pete and seemingly starting down that path with Ethan, speaks volumes. Is she aware of the symbolism? Is she intentionally mirroring her past relationships, or is it a subconscious pattern? And what about Ethan? He's become a casualty in all of this, a cautionary tale of what happens when you get caught in Ariana's orbit. He traded his family for a fleeting romance, only to be discarded like yesterday's news. It's a brutal reminder of the power dynamics at play, the way in which Ariana can seemingly make or break someone's life with a single decision. The silence from Cynthia is deafening. She's caught in the middle, torn between her partner and her friend, between loyalty and desire. She's likely facing immense pressure from all sides, forced to navigate a situation that is both incredibly public and deeply personal. Her choices will have consequences not just for herself, but for everyone involved. The rumors of Ariana being on the DL add another layer of complexity to the situation. If true, it would explain the intensity of her connection with Cynthia, the feeling that it's different from her relationships with men. It would also challenge the narrative that she's simply a predator preying on taken men. It would suggest that she's exploring her sexuality, finding herself, and that her connection with Cynthia is genuine, not just a power play. But ultimately, this isn't just about sex or sexuality. It's about control. It's about the desire to possess, to be desired, to be the center of attention. Ariana seems to thrive on chaos, on creating drama, on keeping people guessing. And Lena, by fighting back, is only feeding into the narrative, giving Ariana exactly what she wants: attention. The internet is a fickle beast, quick to judge, quick to condemn. But it's also a powerful tool for holding people accountable, for shining a light on the darker corners of Hollywood. Whether Lena's actions are justified or not, she sparked a conversation about power, about relationships, and about the complexities of human connection. And that, perhaps, is the most interesting part of this whole messy, scandalous affair.